When people ask me what is One Lambda, I always just explain to them that we're focused on transplantation. We develop products and systems that are used to match donors and recipients for organs, and also we've developed assays to help monitor the antibodies that will allow those grafts to survive.
The mission of One Lambda is to provide quality tissue typing products to improve the quality of life for ultimately our transplant patients.
There was a need throughout the world for good reagents for doing tissue typing. And at that time, there were a couple of companies that started up but did not have good reagents. We decided that by having a company outside, we would be able to advance the quality of the tray further from what we had at UCLA.
At the very beginning, we set ourselves up as a distributor of UCLA tissue typing products. We did that setup for about a year or so.
We were willing to wear a lot of different hats. I worked in sales, but if there was ever a need for us to help out in the production laboratory or dotting trays or inspecting shipments ready to go out the door, we stopped everything we were doing and we went and helped out those guys.
You know, many people did not believe in One Lambda and its capability of going through.
When we started, there were many people that thought we could never make it.
I think that what made our business successful was the determination of the folks who left UCLA. We had a mission to accomplish. We wanted to continue making quality HLA tissue typing products that our customers have come to expect. And there was a lot of a family atmosphere.
When we really started One Lambda, it was natural when you have 6, 7 people who you knew so well at UCLA that come to you. They were not really employees, they were friends. And being friends, we have started doing, you name it, from potluck to picnic to getting together, and we had a lot of work to do, so we're working 7 days a week. So having the family part of those events were very, very important. I carried that through into everything we have done, going from with customers, where the customers became an extended family to the company, going with suppliers, with distributors, and definitely that had continued with a lot of these events that we have created, and we have created that family atmosphere in everything we have done.
It's always the team effort, you know, so it never have anything that was one personal glory that accomplished one thing. It's always the team effort.
What motivates me every morning to come to work is just the people that I work with, because I've been working with a lot of these people for over 20 years. And I get to know them. I've gotten to know them all very well, including their families. So it's a unique relationship. It's a unique situation.
Everybody cares about making sure that everyone succeeds and that there is no one person that's left behind. And of course, you know, when everyone succeeds, that's when the department succeeds, and that's when One Lambda succeeds.
In 1985, I was asked to organize One Lambda's very first HLA technical workshop. Needless to say that once we got to setting up this technical workshop in Palm Springs, that we forgot certain things.
They indicated that if they unloaded everything and taking inventory, they discovered they left one of the tabletop centrifuge. This piece of equipment was crucial for the wet workshops that would be held the following couple of days. They wanted me to drive all the way back to West LA. Now I lived in Burbank. Drive all the way to West LA and confirm that the centrifuge was, of course, sitting there.
So I'm very grateful to Clifford Wong, who drove out at some ungodly hour, I think it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, to deliver the centrifuge that I had forgot to put on my list of materials and brought with me to Palm Springs. And that program basically evolved into what we have today, 28 years later, which is 12 workshops a year, minimum, and they cover all spectrums. They involve entry-level technologists, they involve advanced level technologists. We have programs for laboratory directors, And just recently we've included having clinical people, surgeons, nephrologists, pulmonologists, come to our programs as well.
We've had to innovate and change with the times as new techniques and new developments had occurred.
Expansion has been a big thing over the last 28 years for One Lambda. We went from a 5,000 square foot building to 10,000 square feet. We had to add a second building of 12,000 square feet. And then we felt that the distance was too far, even though it was a mile away, and it was too much trouble to be able to work between two buildings.
We started looking for one campus, a bigger campus that will house us mostly for another 10 years or so. Due to the number of people that we have that were raising family and they were looking for homes, West LA was not the place. So we started looking in the valley, where it gave them opportunities to buy homes in West Hills, in Moore Park, and all of these different things. And frankly, over 80% of our employees live in this area right now, and they all own homes.
And then recently, One Lambda's had to expand again. So we've moved a lot of our administrative operations a mile from here in Woodland Hills into another 53,000 square foot building, and we're standing in what resulted because of that move in this laboratory. This is one of our pre-production laboratories that we just built. And if you look at this laboratory compared to the laboratory we started off in our 5,000 square foot building, this is like modern age, space age kind of look compared to what we started with.
The same people have stayed with the company, have developed it, grew the company, and made it the success that it is today.
In 1964, the first Terasaki tray was developed. In 1984, One Lambda opened its doors for business. We started with one small office in West LA, and later acquired distributors from around the world. And now have over 60 global distribution offices. We are now 337 employees strong. In 1984, we produced our first testing reagents and equipment, the Lambda Cell Tray and the Lambda Dot. Then in 1987, we produced more automation products such as the Lambda Jet and the Lambda Scan. In 1993, we baffled experts by producing the Lambda Monoclonal Tray. In 1996, we created PCR-ready micro SSP trays. In 2001, we changed the diagnostic dynamics with the Lab Scan 100, introduced advanced HLA typing with SSO and HD. With Lab Screen, we set a new standard for antibody detection. Our work is not done.
In the industry, I think that even the people, we try to educate our people here, they don't realize the impact that they have on the industry, meaning actually the patients, because they never see the patients.
There are a lot of patients on wait lists for transplants, and it gives us a lot of a good feeling to see that we can help these patients receive the transplants and receive a higher quality life than they currently have.
I've done transplantation work since 1973, since I was in college. I was part of the kidney transplant team, harvest team, and it's been significant for all of us. Any of us that's been working in this industry has saved lives and made a difference for people.
I recently had the opportunity to scrub in for a living-related transplant, and I was sitting there watching the extraction from the father was donating to a son, and I'm watching the extraction on one side, watching the transplant on the other, knowing that our products had been involved in the matching of this, and that our products would be used to screen this patient for the rest of his life.
Those types of stories, I only wish that all my colleagues at One Lambda can hear on a regular basis, because it really drives the point home why One Lambda is in existence. It's to really improve the quality of life for those patients.
As to our future, Thermo Fisher has acquired us because they liked what they saw. They had ample time to look at what we were doing and the results, and they came to the conclusion that this is a worthwhile operation to have.
We have both the people and the motivation and the enthusiasm to continue to push One Lambda into the future and make it the great company that it is already and make it better.
To the employees and to all of those families of these employees for the last 28 years that have worked with us, I felt they have given back tremendously into this company. And I could only trust that giving back was due to the fact that the way we have treated them.
I hope that everybody in One Lambda will continue the legacy that was established and continue the high standards that we started.
To my colleagues here at One Lambda is that what you guys do is so important on a day-to-day basis. I know there could sometimes be a disconnect. You're coming in the morning, you're punching the clock, you're doing your work, you're leaving here at 5 o'clock, and not really seeing, what a difference your products, the products that you make on a day-to-day basis makes to the world in general and the transplant community, and where they've come and how healthy these patients are and the quality of life that they have. So again, kudos to the company. You've done a great job in the last 28 years, and let's just hope that with the new organization with Thermo that we're going to continue on and do it for another 28 years. Today in the field of transplantation, many of the doctors, patients depend on the high quality reagents that are produced by One Lambda. So it's very important to continue that. And I believe that Thermo Fisher, the new company, is committed to allowing One Lambda to continue. Because, for example, they've bought the buildings, they've made arrangements so that everybody will work there for 3 years at least. So I think the stage is set for everybody to continue and advance the field of transplantation, same as before.